be Friday the 13th.
Well, it's not the 13th, but it's still technically Friday, so we're gonna let it slide here. God knows I have enough intro videos and or uh, call waiting videos, stream starting soon videos, and I figured use something that's close and a Friday themed one while also being a horror easy for you to say horror themed one also will work. And this has been pushed back three 3 days, 4 days. This is the main event, well, the prelude to this was a couple of nights ago, the stream where we whittled down, had a bit of a technical issues with the lists of each year going from Google to Letterboxd, so on and so forth. Um, I'm going to farm interactivity, so whatever you say in chat right now will not count. But in the comment section, those of you watching this on VOD, comment down below what type of list you'd like to see that perhaps we didn't give enough credit to something. I'm thinking maybe the most underrated films of the 21st century, or the second best movie of each year in the 21st century, or the most disappointing horrors of the 21st century. So, something along those lines, because there was a lot of suggestions during the selection process stream that they were interesting premises, but I think we'll do another one that isn't the best, but maybe most underrated, most slept on, best foreign language horror film. That's a bunch of who would like that videos if I ever saw one. Raiders, Showgirls, best horror movie ever. Not the 21st century though, so it would not qualify. So it gets disqualified for a reason that you wouldn't expect. Doc, bonjour. Renato says the gloves are off. Yeah, they are. What we're going to do is we're going to go based on the Letterboxd rankings. We're going to go from the least favored film in Letterboxd per year. That's one per year, 2000 to 2009, 2010 to 2019, and then 2020 through 2026. And we're going to have something of like a, I don't know, it's not a tournament. What would you call that when one or the other and the other one moves on and then faces the next thing? I don't know if that's, you don't call that a tournament so much as this or that. Well, you'll get the gist of it once we start doing it. But the lowest rated movies will square off, and you guys will vote. And I have ultimate veto power. Bracket? I know it's not a bracket. It's moving on. I don't moving on. I don't know what it's called. It's not a bracket though. A bracket, everything has an equal shot. But here, the highest rated movie on Letterboxd will only have to have one fight, whereas if you're the lowest ranked on the Letterboxd list, you're going to have to beat what, eight other movies? March Madness type shit. Yeah, I guess so. If I were trying to explain it to someone who doesn't know sports, maybe, but it's not exactly the same. Divisive, but Black Phone 2 was my favorite movie of last year. And one of my favorite horror films of all time. Loved the first one, but the second one was great to me. Mortal Kombat. Yes, Renato. Yes, it's definitely the way you do things in Mortal Kombat. You have to keep going. That's it. I don't know what the hell that's called. Yeah. So without further, so I forgot to explain. We'll get through the 2000s, and the winner will wait, and then we'll do the 2010s, and then the winner from the 2010s will face the winner from the 2000s, and the winner from that will wait, and we'll do the 2020s, and then whoever wins that will face the winner of the zeros and tens, and then the winner of that last matchup will be crowned our best horror film of the 21st century so far. And I don't expect there to be any scandal whatsoever. There's a couple of movies that I got through, but some of those years were a lot heavier than others, and some years were not very strong at all. But, you know, we got to pick one per year, right? And without further ado, the bottom two of the 10 we selected, 10? I don't even know what numbers mean anymore. Is The Hills Have Eyes, which I don't have a rating for, which is odd. I guess because I haven't watched it again. Have we ranked it on 31? Yeah, I guess I haven't watched it again recently. So I have not checked in with it since the old Letterboxd account there. Everyone bakes a pie, then we eat the pie, then we go home. And then the second lowest on the little bracket here is The Collector. So, do we think The Hills Have Eyes is a better film, or The Collector is a better film? Kind of hard for me. It's not fair because you guys get to see my score, and the fact that I haven't watched The Hills Have Eyes recently enough to put a score on it. But I think I would give it a 3.5. So it would still be pretty close. Sean says The Collector. I don't know if I would agree with that. Well, I think I'm basically saying that because I have not watched. It's something of an unfair advantage here. Or disadvantage, perhaps. 2 for The Collector. Starting off early. Although, theoretically, if you're asking Letterboxd, they've made their choice, and it's the one on the bottom anyway. I guess, yeah, 1 for Hills. 2-1. Love both, but Hills free. Now we're at 2-2. Yay, a tie. Yeah, I dig the fact that you know what I'll say? Shit, I don't know. Maybe we could smuggle The Collector into the underrated list, but maybe it'll win. We don't know. Maybe The Collector will make an insane run and win tonight. But The Collector, I feel like, should have gotten to catch on a bit more. It should have been a bigger deal, but it has the unfortunate crown of being a really interesting movie at a time where horror just really wasn't clicking with normie audiences. Like at that point, it was a bunch of Saw sequels and Paranormal Activities. Like that's what mainstream horror was around that time. An interesting premise, and we never got that third one. All right, I'm going to go with the fact that I have only watched one of these more recently, and we'll go with The Collector. If only because it'll make this thing be a bit easier. Oh boy. Oh, spoiler. So The Collector moves on. Now if all right, so The Collector or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. I'm going to say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I don't think it's close. Very few of my votes have advanced, so I have not seen most of them. That's a vote for TCM. I mean, of anything, TCM like really injected that remake surge in the 2000s. 2 for TCM, 1 for Collector. I'm actually kind of disappointed in myself that I only gave it 3.5. I like when looking at the scores, I don't think I would think of these movies in the same light as far as would I grade them? But apparently I do. I graded them both 3.5. Being restricted by the scoring system of Letterboxd. 2 for collector. What are we on? We're on 3-2. 3 for TCM, 2 for collector. Yeah, I'm 3 for collector, and now it's tied. Remember, I am the tiebreaker, so and it's something of a bold take here. I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre '03. I enjoy it more than the original, and that's a weird thing to say, but it moves smoother than the OG one. '03 aimless chase scene dropped this one for me. Yeah, I don't know. I usually feel like sex appeal is frivolous in horror, but the fact that like Jessica Biel got as close to like not being nude, but like also really being quite um tempting looking in that movie. I mean, the cinematography certainly wanted you to look in certain places, but I almost appreciate a movie when they present things in the male gaze, but don't use graphic nudity. If anything, eh, tasteful objectifying. If that helps, I know it doesn't, but um, I always find it interesting. My favorite Friday the 13th does not have nudity. Um, as much as I understand some pockets of the community, the fandom feel like nudity and sex is like a cornerstone of horror slashers, things like that. I almost appreciate it more when they can be sexy and not really have it lean on nudity and not have it be something that like is I don't know, the main focus. All right, so I'm gonna tie break this, and it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003, and then it gets harder again because the next up. Why don't I have Trick or Treat? Have I not watched Trick or Treat since? Huh, huh. Okay, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003 or Trick or Treat 2007. A lot of it feels to me like the late 2000s. A lot of picks are like movies that should be a bigger deal and aren't. Like Trick or Treat, that was incredible. That movie. We have 1 and 1. I don't have I not watched Trick or Treat in a while. 2 for Trick or Treat. 3 for Trick or Treat. Yeah, I'm not really going to argue that. Like the fact that Sam just I don't it in an age where we have what's coming up on our 4th Terrifier film, even though if you count some of the other appearances of Art the Clown, there's more than 4. The fact that like we've rejuvenated the mascot horror. We have 1 Sam film. Like Sam is shit. How is that not a fucking franchise? I, don't know, I guess I'm looking at horror cynically, but man, what a perfect opportunity to just have merch, baby, merch. In a time where it was just fucking torture porn and found footage shit. Aloha. Sam has a little animated short. Yeah, yeah, but you know, how many Art the Clown things? 6, if you count all like the shorts and shit there. All right, we're calling it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I will make 5. So Trick or Treat moves on. What's up, Tyler? Trick or Treat, or, oh no, Dawn of the Dead '04, which I clearly gave 4 stars. Yet another remake that I probably will go to over the original, which is such a bizarre thing to say. But a lot of those remakes early on, they hit differently. They didn't feel as cynically. 2-2. 3-2 for Trick or Treat. But yeah, I have a bunch of notes. I should probably just. I think I filmed myself writing. Like I read a quick script, and I think I filmed it. I should probably put that on Patreon. I have a script coming up, a video coming up for Dawn of the Dead, and it's not just a review. It's something of a claim that I have, a narrative that I feel. I don't know if it's a spicy take, but I think Dawn of the Dead started something, and yeah, I really should finish that. I have a bunch of ideas I haven't finished, but I did film myself going through like a prologue draft. I will put that up. It will have moles and will probably not resemble the final draft, but yeah, a little something extra for the supporters. Just use all the keywords. Hot take, deep dive, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very social media brained, so I'm sure I'm missing some that could certainly uh, uh I don't think woke is a term you can milk for money anymore. So I'm not even sure what why Dawn of the Dead 2004 is feminist propaganda. Trying to get rage clicks. All right, so I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it for Dawn of the Dead. Might be spicy, but I think we were tied anyway, and I am the tiebreaker. I really need to rewatch Trick or Treat though. Dawn of the Dead currently moving on. Dawn of the Dead or Frailty, which yet another movie that I have not rated. To be fair, I know for a fact I have not watched Frailty in a very long time. Frailty is one of those movies that in a different year, I don't know if it would be the best of the year because it's more of a like thriller than a like stereotypical horror movie. Just like Tyler says Frailty. I forgot what I was going to compare it to. The early 2000s, it seemed like they made a bunch of movies that were thrillers by other definitions. And because it was such a light time for horror, 0 votes from Raiders. 0. I feel like before Saw came out, and Saw was kind of like, you know, a thriller with teeth, a thriller with benefits. Slashers were kind of tired. And it felt like, you know, edgy thrillers were considered horror back then. Like, trying to think what Hollow Man was 2000, like Kevin Bacon's Hollow Man, that was horror. It's essentially the Invisible Man, but a little bit heavy on the CGI leaning. There's a bunch of those that like they weren't really scary. I wouldn't call Frailty scary. Yeah, but for the sake of the list here, I'm going to say Dawn of the Dead. And we will keep moving here. Ooh, Dawn of the Dead or The Descent. And we have a problem here because now this is the first time that the images on the screen do not match the matchup. 2004, Dawn of the Dead, or 2005, The Descent. The Descent, I think, is like when you talk about best horrors of the 2000s. I mean, obviously so for a bunch of reasons. Whatever. The Descent is fucking scary. It's been a while, but it's pretty fucking scary. Dawn of the Dead, as great as it is, as much as I love it and enjoy it, I don't think I would be scared of it after. I don't think I was scared of it watching it the first time, but The Descent creeped me out. And it's been a while, so maybe it would creep me out again. We have 2 for Descent, 1 for Dawn. Am I purposefully getting the same first letters? It feels like 3. All right, someone retracted their vote. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to call it for specific reasons, and it might be just a lack of memory. But I'm going to say The Descent, and that vote gets it anyway. Felix with the tiebreaker vote. And it's a lot cleaner now anyway. So Descent keeps going. Oh boy. The Descent 2005 or Martyrs 2008. As you can see, I very much appreciate the French film Martyrs. If you liked Heretic from 2 years ago, but thought, man, I could use a hell of a lot more gore in this movie, may I present Martyrs. Yeah. While I do think The Descent, I need to rewatch it again. Martyrs is no fucking joke. I need to redo my review on Martyrs because we were sent a 4K copy of it last year, and I can't rip it anyway. But yeah, I would like to amend my review of Martyrs. Give myself. Now I'm Jamaican. I was doing it again. Give myself another reason to watch it. No, not to be confused with the American remake. Not at all. I think we're getting a sweep here. 1, 2, 3. And it's my pick too. Haven't seen Martyrs yet from no vote. It's French language. Do not watch the American version. You watched the 2008 version, not the 2015 version. And if anything, like it's scary. It's fucked up. It's a fucking home invasion movie in the beginning, and then it goes in a different direction. Then it gets like really fucked up, and then it leaves you with this like last sentence where you're like, oh, that's pretty fucking deep. Leave it to the French, man. Like they they go a little too far to get their point across, but if you pick the point up, you're like, shit, gnarly. The 2015 version is PG-13. Is that true? That's awful. We like the flaying the skin, but can we tone it down a bit for the American audience? All right, so it's Martyrs. It's Martyrs, and it doesn't feel like it's that scandalous, judging by the chat. Oh boy. Next, yeah, it's getting harder and harder and harder. 2008's Martyrs, or 2002's 28 Days Later, which, judging my letterbox scores, my choice appears to be easy to see. Martyrs hurt me emotionally. I was like, what the fuck, mouth agape. Yeah, 28 Days Later, it did something for whatever you call the zombie genre. I think it's the first time we had fast zombies, right? First time mainstream. I'm not a fan of the presentation. I understand it's shot that way and presented that way for a specific reason. Does not look good on any modern television at all. Yeah, it looks like it looks like it was filmed on. I don't know. Looks like it was filmed on a like a literal dog tag and projected on a regular television screen. Return of the Living Dead zombies are pretty. Oh yeah, they were. Huh. Yeah. It looks like what are we 4, 3? It's not close, but I'm kind of shocked. It's martyrs. We're sending martyrs through. I'm kind of shocked. And this is it here. Martyrs or American Psycho, 2000's American Psycho, which I don't know. Does the horror community lay claim to American Psycho? Because when I was a kid, when I watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of bullshit." Although I think when I was a kid, I was more looking for slashers and things. This was more, I don't know. There was a bit more going on to it. It wasn't like a typical horror movie. It was more like a dark comedy. Doc says American Psycho is very much a part of horror. I have to return some videotapes. Yeah, see that's the thing. I think it's like in memes and shit, and like people that like incels like use a lot of memes, and it's kind of frustrating. Like I don't think people understand that Patrick Bateman is like not a hero, like at all. And yeah, it's something of a letdown. I think it has prominence for reasons that aren't horror. AM is nothing compared to the book. AM? You mean AP? Who the fuck thinks Bateman is a hero? Go to r/nice guys. AP. I thought you meant AP. Yeah. You might want to. I don't know if I tell you to get on that. It's not a horror so much as a jet black comedy. Me and the missus watch that. We watch weird movies for their comedic take. I mean, Emily likes American Psycho way more than I do, but we'll watch American Psycho for humorous reasons. We'll watch Fargo for humorous reasons. But yeah, I'm going to call Martyrs our best movie of the 2000s, and then we will wait. Well, for now, hold on. Back to seeing me full time. Martyrs is our best horror film of the aughts. What do we call that? The aughts? The OOs? Ratings lowest first. Martyrs is mold breaking. I've seen clips of American Psycho. Yeah, it's impossible to exist on the internet without seeing American Psycho stuff. It's impossible. Like, it's just impossible. And considering some corners of the internet you've been on, I guarantee you've seen stuff of Patrick Bateman. And here we are already. Now we're doing 2010s. Yes, Jacob. It's a good satire. That Glenn Powell movie from this year really tried to imitate it and failed. I agree. How to Make a Killing, I think it's called. I agree with everything you said. Yeah, it feels like some sort of cover band of that movie, and it doesn't really have the same bite, like, at all. 8:30 Res at Dorsia, that's where it's at. So Cabin in the Woods or Doctor Sleep. Again, I haven't rated Cabin in the Woods. Interesting. Interesting. So I have Doctor Sleep at 4 stars. Cabin in the Woods, I do not have rated. I think I saw an early vote. Yeah, Doc says Cabin in the Woods. I am one of the minorities that dislike American Psycho. No, I can understand it. I don't go to American Psycho for the things you would go to a horror movie for. Like, I'm not doing a double header with, although shit, I caught myself before I even said it. I was going to say I'm not going to a double header of Obsession and American Psycho in one sitting, although they do have some interesting mental health vibes to them. But like, I wouldn't go to American Psycho for like that creepy, hide in the corner kind of thing. Jacob says, I would say Pulse is the best horror film of the 2000s. Well, it didn't make it through. American Psycho confuses me. Is it all just in his head? Does he not seem like it? But then there are some acting like they don't hear what Bateman says. Yeah, he's not what he's not what he thinks he is. He's not doing the things that you think he is. 2 for Doctors. Whoa. 1, 2. 2 for Doctor, 1 for Cabin. 3 for Doctor, 4 for Doctor, 5 for Doctor, 6 for Doctor. All right. I guess it all happened in the book. Doctor Sleep moved forward, and that makes it a little bit easier because it stays in frame here. Oh boy. Doctor Sleep or Sinister, which my scores tell you where I'm at. I'm not the biggest fan of Sinister, to be brutally clear and honest, as you can see from my star score. Doctor Sleep easily. Tyler says, no question, easily. It looks like a lot of other people. Wow, Doctor Sleep just cruising. Little late. That round is over. Standing 3 count. Standing 8 count. 10 count. It's over. It's a technical knockout. Doctor Sleep moves on. Ooh, why don't I have this ranked either? Why do I don't log my movies? I know I watched it in the last 6 years because we did it. We did an Evil Dead in one of the 31s. Evil Dead 2013 or Doctor Sleep gets a little bit harder now, if you ask me. Slightly morphed says Evil Dead. Evil Dead, I get it. Like, if you're into that Sam Raimi thing, 2013's Evil Dead isn't really that, but man, it's pretty fucking gnarly. And I don't know, perhaps the best shot in horror in the 2010s is the Raining Blood with the chainsaw. Like, that's incredible. I think they're very different movies. Actually, I don't think it's much of a spoiler because I ranked Evil Dead 2013 higher than the other ones in the franchise. What are we? 2-1, 2-2. Am I gonna have to tie break this? Because that'll be hard. One, 2, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so the end of Doctor Sleep is crap. I don't particularly like either of these. Evil Dead, I guess. That is a 2024 election, if I've ever heard one. I don't know. Trump? Evil Dead 2013 is one of my nitpick that they missed the opportunity to add Slayer's raining blood to that scene. Yes, might have cost a bit much. I don't know. But it doesn't take away from the shot is just incredible. Yeah, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to side with the memorableness, a new word I just made up, of Evil Dead. And we're going to push Evil Dead forward. Oh no. It follows 3.5. I don't know. How was I cranky when I scored that? So I have It Follows here at 3.5 or Evil Dead. It Follows is perhaps the beginning, depending on who you ask. It's the beginning of the film school entry into horror. The indie scene got a little bit more tasteful, a little bit more classy with the era of horror movies. Wow. The chat is saying some things that I didn't expect it to be that unanimous. Yeah, so yeah, all right. I was going to say that It Follows is a smart man slasher. It doesn't need to show you a masked man. It does like slasher tropes, but a bit more intelligent. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but yeah, it doesn't matter. The chat has had an uprising. Thank you, Jacob. At least it wasn't. At least it wasn't a blowout. But yeah, I was going to pick It Follows. I think you don't have things like obsession. I don't think you don't have things like The Substance without something like It Follows. Again, the argument could be made that the Babadook had something to do with that. The Guest around that time too. There was a lot of indie darlings that showed, you can be tasteful and make pretty good horror. And yeah, you guys don't care though. So yep, we'll go with your choices. Evil Dead or Bone Tomahawk, which I gave 4.5 stars. Bone Tomahawk, of course, did the Terrifier kill before the Terrifier kill did the Terrifier kill. Gnarly movie. It's like 2 halves of 2 different movies. And if you want to see Jack from Lost get what was owed to him, you watch Bone Tomahawk. Oh, wow. And just like that, how the tables have turned. Chat is completely flipping. Nope, slightly morphed. Make sure it isn't a shutout. But to no avail, Bone Tomahawk with a rather commanding vote tally in the chat. We'll move forward, thankfully, so that I can have the image on the screen. Oh boy. I don't think it's going to be close anymore. So Bone Tomahawk, which is 4.5 stars for me, or Hereditary, which is 4.5 stars for me. Again, going back to the film school brain, the making a classy horror film. Hereditary is, I don't know if there's a better way to do trauma in horror, but they fucking nailed it. I think Hereditary is more memorable. It's interesting. Interesting. You guys don't like being depressed, huh? Hereditary has such great performances, but I'm going with Bone Tomahawk. Interesting. All right, so it's a blowout, and I don't quite understand why. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, I'm actually kind of puzzled. Yeah, Dalek says Bone Tomahawk is a better rewatch. I don't know if that like should that matter? Like Obsession's a dog shit rewatch, but it's a great movie. I love depressing movies. Hereditary just has a weak final 15 minutes. All right. You guys voted for Bone Tomahawk. I do not agree. Yeah, I don't know why is Train to Busan ranked higher than that. All right, so Bone Tomahawk or Train to Busan? Hereditary is a better horror movie. Well, I just clarify for me. What is the name of this stream? Is the name of this stream more rewatchable or the best horror movie of the 21st century? Because I can change the title if that's what we're ranking the most rewatchable horror film. Fine, but I don't think that's what we're calling this. Didn't mean to put you on the spotlight there. It's just ironic that we're doing the best, but we're not doing the best. And you're already voting quite a bit. Train. Man, you guys are all or none, huh? So Train to Busan. What an interesting way things have developed here. Train to Busan. Ooh, or I Saw the Devil. It comes down to Korea. South Korea will represent the best thing from the 2010s. Yet another movie that is probably more comfortable in a thriller kind. Oh, actually, you know what? It's pretty fucked up. I Saw the Devil is pretty gnarly. With what's his face from Old Boy. Yeah, I think if people are fans of like Silence of the Lambs and shit like that, you need to be able to put up with subtitles and then watch I Saw the Devil because it's pretty fucking impressive. It looks like we're gonna have foreign language films for our 2000s. Well, I know one way or another we're gonna have a foreign language film for the 2010s, but one of these is gonna have to face Martyrs, which also not known for its English. And Jacob says Pulse is Korean. Yeah, what does that tell you? That America can't pump out award-worthy horror films. It looks like I Saw the Devil is your winner. So of the 2010s, I Saw the Devil is the best horror film of the 2010s. I'll back off of that. I need the chat to re-update before I ask you to pick between the 2000 best film and the 2010s best film. Oh, I forgot the 2020s. It's not over yet. A lot less choices for the 2020s. Oh God, you guys. America hasn't been king since the 70s. That is I I I don't disagree. Okay. So your choice is I Saw the Devil. This is for the first 20 years of the 2000s. It's either Martyrs, the 2008 version, or I Saw the Devil, which was 2010. Feel free to vote now on I Saw the Devil or Martyrs. And whoever wins that will face off against whoever wins this noise right here. Hmm. We could even do most rewatchable horror, because then maybe you'll be able to get some of those Halloween movies in the next time we do something. There was a couple of movies that we went through in the selection process that I thought was unfortunate that didn't make it. 1-1-1-2-2. A nice tie between Martyrs and I Saw the Devil at the moment. Guys, start watching your American movies with the subtitles. Get used to having the words on the screen. And then slowly but surely start watching foreign language films because you're missing shit. I only started really getting into foreign language stuff less than 10 years ago myself. So I get it. I absolutely get it. Are you guys fucking with me? Seems like everyone, Martyrs Devil, Martyrs Devil, Martyrs Devil. 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-3. 4-4. Ooh, am I going to be the tiebreaker? I literally flipped a coin to pick this one. Subtle? No, I can't do it. It's torture. You mean subtitle? Most of my movies I watch while drawing. Yeah, I get that. Foreign films are hard, and those are the times where I realize to the anime crowd, this is going to sound awful. If there is a dub, I will put a dub on if I'm doing something where like I can't devote 100% of my attention. Like, when I have my Uber job and I, can't always watch the screen. I'm taking people around town. I want to be able to hear the movie too. Got to make sure that they think I'm looking at the road when I'm listening. Yeah, so it's 4-4. I will call it. I will be the tiebreaker here. I'm going to say Martyrs. Sadness never made it. But again, I started the coffee table and got zoned in. Too zoned in. Shocker. Yeah, so it's Martyrs waiting for the winner of this round. Recency bias might take this, but here we go. On to the 2020s. Terrifier 2, which I have as a 2.5. Or The Black Phone, which is a 4-star rating to me. That is the first one, not the most recent entry. Black Phone, one for Black Phone. Those ratings are unbalanced. No. Not in my mind. And thank you, chat, for oh boy, what is it? 3-2? Wait, 1-2. Wait, 1-2-3. Yeah, it's 4. It's 4-2. 5-2. Black Phone, love Terrifier 2, but the length is the only thing keeping it out. The length? If you take the gore away from Terrifier 2, what is it? It's just gore. So Black Phone gets through. I mean, I don't have to tell you what my choice would have been. I don't know how Terrifier 2 made 2022 because that was the Pearl year, wasn't it? Yikes. All right, Black Phone moves on and takes on The Invisible Man. The darling from the COVID years. Huh. Man, remember when we were excited about Wolfman after Invisible Man came out? And then the Wolfman was what the hell it was? This is kind of hard for me. Now there's something of a split in the chat already. Yep, we're 2-2. 3-2. Hollow Man. Yeah, it's kind of what it is. Black Phone. I think Doc and Jacob represents the extra icing on top. Doc, I think, was the 5th vote. Jacob is the cherry on top. It is Black Phone. And I don't disagree with that. Invisible Man, like if you watch Hollow Man and then Invisible Man, you're like, oh, they just modernized it a little bit. Hollow Man, but not as assaulty. There's no assault on that pretzel. All right, the Black Phone or When Evil Lurks, which I have no score on, and was only 3 years ago. A lot of foreign language stuff here. I'm really impressed. I don't know if I vetoed you guys a couple of days ago or what, but I'm very proud of my my community here for being open to non-English. And it's dominating right now. So 4-0 right now. At 4-1. Felix with the Jill Stein vote, and there's 5. All right, When Evil Lurks was nearly a shutout. Yep. I really need to amend the fact that I don't have a score on that. That's weird. Okay. When Evil Lurks moves forward. Oh no. When Evil Lurks or The Substance. They're different kinds of movies. Like, I think that's what's the interesting thing about these. Like, you can have different movies go on for different reasons. And Crawling Chaos says, I don't know most of these. How did you miss out on The Substance? Sinners. What? What are we at? 1, 2, 3? The Substance feels like a Twitter thread if it were a movie. Too heavy-handed. Substance isn't scary. Okay. I don't disagree with that. Is that 5? All right, When Evil Lurks or Sinners. I'm getting my 4.5s out of the way. Sinners. Whoever said Sinners earlier can now vote. 1-1, 2-1, 2-1 for 3-1. Neither. Can't. No, we're not taking that. 3-2. 4-2. Above average for a studio movie, though. Just can't give it a compliment, can you? 4-5. I think we're over. Substance. You guys aren't having. Stop taking the piss with this process, please. It's confusing me. Sinners. That I think that's 6 at this point. Yeah. So Sinners. I don't disagree. I think this is the last one, and it's the one. There it is. That is it. All right. Recency bias. Behold. The 4.5 Sinners or the 4.5 Obsession? I enjoyed it for what it was. What do you want from me? That's it. Just I enjoyed it for what it was. Well, whoa. Lots of recency bias here. Holy shit. Less than 2 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 6, 1, 6, 2, 7, 2. I mean, we passed 5 votes already. I don't disagree. I'm king recency bias, but even I'm. Should it be that much of a blowout? Scream 7. Renato. You're being silly. All right, so with a score of 7-2, it's Obsession. So it's not only movie of the year while we're still in May, but it's movie of the 2020s. Yeah, how did that not get through? Wait, that's the 2000s. Watched Obsession this morning, still picking Sinners. Yep, I appreciate it. I have respect for that. All right, so what your two choices are what? I Saw the Devil. Wait, no, I think I was the tiebreaker. I've already forgotten. Is it I Saw the Devil or Martyrs? Man, my brain is like pudding. What are we having Obsession dethrone here? Or was it Martyrs? It was Martyrs. Thank you. So it's either Martyrs or Obsession. Two very, very brilliant date movies. Martyrs won. Thank you. I've got to figure out a way to not consider that Martyrs voting. Yeah, I need you to. I need a breakup between you telling me what the selection was and your voting. So I've alerted you when to vote in chat, and that's the moment where that's the moment where I'll start counting. 1 for Obsession, 2 for Obsession, 1 for Martyrs, 2 to 1, 2 for Martyrs, 2-2. Oh, it's close. 3 for Martyrs. Oh, recency bias be damned. 4 for Martyrs. Ruh-roh. I've got a bunch of incels in the chat, it seems. 3 for Obsession. You guys got to start seeing more movies. That's what I think. Get on your movie watching game. So it's 4. We are from Incelistan. If you have seen both, can your vote count? I've been counting it this whole time. I am in college, sir. Well, go to film classes then. What the fuck? watch film in like math class. Well, you could fit an iPhone in your bag. It was at 4 for Martyrs, 3 for Obsession. I'm too busy reading about Charles II. Ironically, I am a Charles II. Not a great read though. So the vote is rigged. I'm putting a contract on you. That's fair. Wouldn't be the first. Yeah. So Martyrs is leading 4-3. And I guess I will agree with the lead. And all right, we're going to crown Martyrs the scariest movie of the 21st century. It sounds weird. Going through the process, I witnessed it happened. And I am still somehow puzzled. I mean, it's not a bad pick. And experiencing how it happened, it all makes sense. I think I kind of expected. I expected something like Hereditary to be like in the finals conversation, but that's why they play the game, I guess. Yeah. So Martyrs is so now my idea of doing best foreign language horror film. Martyrs would have to win that too. Yeah, very cool, a foreign film one. Yeah, I feel really good about things. I'm glad that there wasn't massive outrage, that none of the Halloweens made it. Equally, the Friday the 13th remake didn't even come close. And listen, let's try to be as as objective as humanly possible, and not be fanboys about it. And I give you guys credit for being open-minded as much as can be expected in a situation like this. Something Asian should have won. Just something Asian. I don't know. Give me something Asian. But Martyrs is worthy. Yeah. And this is, if you have not seen Martyrs, again, do not watch the 2015 American version. This is your kick in the ass to go and watch Martyrs. Don't look at spoilers and shit. And then go watch it and then kick me in the ass and tell me to redo my review. Because it's butchered to shit for a couple of reasons. I had to cut it twice. Slashers are fun, but they're repetitive and not scary. Yeah. I've ranked foreign films higher than USA-made films for a while. Yeah. Yeah. Vicarious ass kicking going on here. Whenever one of these are being done, if it were possible to put a list of the movies to get caught up with, would be cool. That's an idea. That's an idea. The hard part about it was a few days ago we were picking between all of the horror movies in every year. I don't know. I don't know. Shit, I wouldn't be able to do the prep for that. Me and my empty schedule of shit to fill it with. So yeah, that's a good note. I will take that and consider it for next time. But um, I don't know. What are some of the things that you can kind of point to as I don't know, a extra credit stream where we're talking about what um like legitimately scariest or a different subgenre, most impactful horror movie, because I don't think Martyrs would be the most impactful, or biggest imprint on pop culture. Maybe that would be Hereditary. I don't want to have something that's 80s versus 90s. That would be interesting. Um, 80s versus 90s. 90s. I'm thinking right now, 90s kind of sucks. If I'm thinking of anything in the mid 90s prior to Scream coming back and saying, "Hey, we can make horror movies this decade." Is there a uh, a list maybe? Let's see, what do we have for what the shit? 90s horror. It includes 7. That's interesting. Ah, 7, Silence of the Lambs, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me, Cure, which I ranked 4 stars. No, I didn't. I don't have a ranking on there. I don't understand. I am unfamiliar with Cure. Did I mean to grade Cube? Would I have given Cube a 4 star? All right, doesn't matter. Lost Highway, The Sixth Sense, The Kingdom, The Kingdom 2, Scream, The Kingdom 3, no, Outer Space, Misery, Phantom of the Opera, Safe, 3.5. What the fuck? I have not seen Safe. Holy shit, is that Julianne Moore? It is Julianne Moore. Man, she's aged like an apple. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. It's meant to be. Brain Dead. I don't know what these star scores. They're not my star scores. Thesis, Funny Games, Irma Vep, Jacob's Ladder, Ricky O. That's the story of Ricky. Godzilla versus Destroya. Destroya looks like a rapper name. Ghost Watch. Gamer A3. The Crow and Mouth of Madness. Audition. Man Bites Dog. I really need to see Man Bites Dog. Cemetery Man, Army of Darkness, Cape Fear. Gamer A2. Clean Shaven. I have no comment on that. Yeah, this might be the person who made this list. Those star ratings are theirs. Yeah, I don't know if I would call all of these horror. Yeah, I might have to. It's not a bad idea. 80s versus 90s is not a bad idea. I might have to curate a list myself so that I can lean on it during the stream. And Doc did say you're seeing the ranking of the person who made the list. Thank you. I was not actively looking at the chat, and apologies. And yes, you were right. You said it. You were right. Um, yeah, 80s is very slasher heavy. Yeah, that's why I'm thinking. Do the 90s even have a chance against that? I'm wondering, like, maybe we could do best of each decade. Because you might be able to, like, 70s, you might be able to get, like, spiritual horror. And 80s would probably have to be slasher. And 90s, I don't know. 90s, like, could be, like, crime thriller. Yeah, so in the comment section, not in the chat, put some ideas for the ulterior motive. Lesbian vampires. Yep. Best lesbian vampire movie. And it is Twilight, not Halloween. Halloween. You just want to rank the Halloweens? Is there not enough Halloween ranking content on YouTube? You need to hear my perspective on Halloween. Yeah. So in the comment section, put together some interesting ideas for a requiem for a vampire. Wow. A lesbian version of Twilight might have improved it. Mm. They could have just put fangs in Bound, and I'll accept that as lesbian vampires. But yeah, we'll do something again. My sleeping patterns have just completely been absolutely bricked. So I might be scheduling it at awkward times, or I'll get back into my groove because I'm exhausted right now. And yeah, we'll do something else this weekend. Sunday night, my films that I saw for the first time in May. I just watched an interesting movie, A Love Like This, I believe it's called, which stars Emmanuel Chikri. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but it's about a couple that, well, a couple, about two people that are married that are having an affair together. And it's something of a final hurrah. It feels like if a Lifetime movie were to get a little bit scandalous with its subject matter, and it doesn't have any of the teeth of something like the Before trilogy. It feels like anything that you would expect this movie to be good at, the Before trilogy covers certain aspects of it better. What about action film of the decade? Leave it in the comments section, and yeah, we'll put a vote to it on the community tab. But thanks for all your votes and helping Martyrs become the best horror film of the 21st century. It was quite a battle, but I'll see you again Sunday night. I don't know what time. It might be early for me. It might not be. I just sit tight. That's weird getting married and then having an affair with each other. No, 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 no. Two people that are married have an affair. So people are having an affair, but they're both married otherwise. So it's I'll explain it Sunday night. Um, not a great movie, but just led to interesting conversations because they had an interesting premise and it just thought, is this enough for you? And it wasn't even that hot or scandalous or whatever. But we'll go further into it, and I'll probably be singing praise of Obsession again Sunday night. But my first time watch is for May Sunday.